All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're tackling a massive question for anyone in the enterprise AI space. Why choose Edge AI over building in-house? We're going to break down what it really takes to build an enterprise-grade AI system from the ground up and see how that compares to leveraging a powerful, ready-made platform. So here's how we're going to break it down. We've got 5 key areas. We'll start with that core dilemma, then get into how the platform actually understands what you're asking, how it finds the right information, how it takes action, and finally, how it keeps all your data safe and secure. Okay, let's dive right in with the big one, the central question that pretty much every technical leader is wrestling with right now. The promise of AI is obviously huge, but the path to actually getting there, well, that's not so simple. And really, it all boils down to this. Do you tie up your best engineers, your time, and your budget trying to reinvent a massively complex AI infrastructure from scratch? Or do you grab a ready-made platform that lets you start innovating on day one? That's the fundamental choice we're digging into. So, let's start with the first piece of the puzzle. How does a platform like Edge AI go way beyond just a simple search bar? Well, it all starts with truly understanding your question. See, to give you the right answer, the system first has to get the real intent behind your words, no matter how complicated they are. The secret sauce really is this multi-agent architecture. Instead of just one big clunky model trying to figure everything out, Edge AI uses a whole team of specialized AI agents. They all get to work in parallel on every single query you make, which lets them figure out what you mean with incredible speed and precision. And what's so cool is that this all happens at the exact same time. The second you hit enter, one agent is figuring out your intent, like are you asking a question or are you telling it to do something? Another one is prepping for both keyword and semantic search, creating these things called embeddings, which are basically just number versions of concepts. And at the same time, a third agent is remembering your conversation history, so you can ask follow-up questions and it just works. And this is the real kicker if you're thinking about building this yourself. It's not just about training one model, it's about developing and fine-tuning several specialized natural language processing, or NLP models. And then, here's the really hard part, getting them all to work together perfectly to give you one single, accurate answer in just a few hundred milliseconds. That is a massive, massive engineering lift. All right, so the system gets what you're asking. But now, how does Edge AI actually find the right stuff? It's got to search through potentially millions of documents scattered across dozens of different systems. You know that in any big company, that is a monumental task. And this is where things get really smart. Instead of making you wait weeks or even months for a huge, expensive crawl of all your data, Edge AI indexes the most recent stuff first. For everything older, it just fetches it live, on demand. What that means for you is you get the incredible speed of an index, but with access to all of your historical data from day one. No waiting. Now, finding the best information isn't as simple as just picking one search method. A simple keyword search is fast, yeah, but it completely misses the context, the meaning behind the words. And on the flip side, pure semantic search is great at understanding ideas, but it can sometimes miss a specific crucial keyword you are actually looking for. And this is how Edge AI cracks that problem. It doesn't choose one or the other, it uses both at the same time. It then intelligently fuses the results together using a sophisticated method called reciprocal rank fusion to blend and re-rank everything. And for the final touch, it uses a large language model to do one last intelligent re-rank, just to make absolutely sure the most relevant answer gets to the very top. You really do get the best of all worlds. Okay, answering questions is one thing, but what we're about to talk about, this is what separates a good tool from a true game changer. It's all about moving from just giving answers to actually taking action, becoming an agent that can reason, plan, and automate complex tasks for you. It's a concept called agentic deep research. And look, this isn't just about simple Q&A. This is about giving the AI a complex, multi-step goal, something like, hey, run a full competitive analysis on our top 3 rivals, and then watching it autonomously figure out the plan and do all the research for you. I mean, think about that. The system is literally becoming a project manager on the fly. A special planning agent looks at your high-level goal, and it maps out a whole sequence of steps to get there. It decides what tools it needs, which data sources to hit, and the right order to do it all in to get you the final result. And this right here is the absolute superpower of the platform. So what happens if a step in its plan needs a tool that doesn't exist yet, maybe a custom data transformation or a call to a brand new API? Well, Edge AI's patent-pending engine just writes the code it needs right there on the spot to get the job done. The difference this makes is just staggering. You know the drill in-house, right? A request for a new integration goes into a backlog, you wait for a dev cycle, and maybe you see it weeks or even months later. With Edge AI, the system just generates the code it needs in seconds. It literally extends its own capabilities on demand. But look, none of this cool stuff matters if it's not secure, right? All this power and automation means nothing if the platform isn't fundamentally reliable and trustworthy. So let's talk about that crucial foundation. Let's look at two absolutely critical security features that are baked right in. First, things like API keys and credentials, they are never, ever exposed to the language model. They're kept in a secure vault and only injected at runtime. And second, all of that code that gets generated on the fly, it runs in a totally isolated sandbox, so there's zero risk to your other systems. Building that level of security yourself is a huge project all on its own. And that trust, it's not an afterthought. It's woven right into the fabric of the platform. Your data is encrypted, user permissions from all your source systems are always respected, and every single answer it generates comes with direct citations and a confidence score, so you can check its work. And for really sensitive actions, there are even gated operations that need a human to say yes, so you are always in control. So when you stack all of this up, the deep understanding, the advanced retrieval, the incredible reasoning engine, and the rock-solid security, the whole build versus buy thing starts to look a lot different. It's not just about the tech, it's about opportunity cost. And that brings us to this number, over 100,000. That's what this represents, hundreds of thousands of engineering hours, the specialized, hard-won expertise in distributed systems, AI research, and enterprise security that has been poured into building the Edge AI platform. That's the real investment it takes to get to this level. And that really leaves us with the final, most important question for you and for your team. Where is your talent best spent? Is it in rebuilding all of this complex foundational AI infrastructure from the ground up? Or is it in leveraging a powerful, secure platform to start solving your unique business challenges and innovating today?